Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world. Pull up a chair. It's time to get down to the business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. Glad to be with you all again here this evening as we get together tonight's program. And let me tell you, we are fully stacked, locked, and loaded. We are ready to rumble and ruffle a few feathers. And believe me, ruffling feathers we will, because that is what tonight's program here is for. Tonight's program is very simple. We are here to discuss compete or die. Those are the terms. You will either compete or you will perish. And we're going to pull no punches about that. So, without further ado here, what I first want to do here, and I'm going to get to my first guest here momentarily. But before I do, I want to go ahead and give you all the results of a recent poll that we did. In a poll that I posted up here yesterday, I asked a very simple question. And as you can see, it got a bunch of responses to it. I asked a simple question. I asked, ladies only, how much money realistically would you prefer that a man make in order to make you feel permanently comfortable being with him? I didn't say anything about marriage. Some of the ADHD students didn't understand that, but I didn't say anything about marriage. I was asking a simple question. What would make you feel comfortable? As if you don't have to worry about shopping around anymore and whatnot. And I gave some ranges, as you can see on your screen here. So, starting at $75,000, you get no luxury items. And I was just giving examples of what that means. No luxury items, but no financial struggles either. $100,000, you can probably get a BMW 7 Series, get your hair and your nails done on a regular basis without him complaining. $150,000, you can get a 3,000 square foot home, something like a Porsche Panamera, and probably get a Fendi bag. For $300,000, you can get a 5,000 square foot home, a new Bentley, and go on vacation a couple times a year. And of course, if you're making $500,000 or more, well, in that case, we're talking vacation homes, Rolls Royces, Hermes bags. So that is where we're at there. And I wanted to give it an opportunity here for us to just go ahead and take a look at that. And you can see the responses that we received. You can see how many that we got of each of these. And before we get deep off in this right now, I want everybody to realize here, you want to like tonight's program, you want to share, you want to subscribe, you want to contribute, you want to engage, you want to get involved. That's going to be something big here we're also going to be talking about here tonight. Because next I'm going to be taking this to my patron, but it is time to stop giving lip service. Lip service is not service. So I want everyone here tonight, if you take this seriously, what we do, because you're actually getting reliable information. There's a whole bunch of folk out there who are just making it up as they go along and giving out faulty information. You don't have to book a session. If you're really fool with us for real, let's go ahead and do that. Lip service is not service. So what I want to do here is I want to take a look at that. And you can see, it was very aptly pointed out, you can see there's actually really a gulf between the top and the bottom. 38% of the women said that they would be okay with a guy making $75,000 a year and will live on love. 62% of the women, 2/3, 1/3 of the women said $75,000 is okay. 2/3 of the women, 2/3 said that they want somebody making $100,000 a year or more. 2/3. The ladies have spoken. The ladies have spoken. Now, you know there's going to be some hump-hurt guys who are going to try to sit up here and argue around it. Fellas, just remember something. You don't do yourself any favors trying to argue around it. That's not realistic. We need to be realistic about where you really are. Understand something. The ladies have spoken. You can say you don't like it. You can say that it's not realistic. You can say that, oh, they need to take a look at what the median income is. Fella, ain't nobody paying attention to that. The facts are the facts. You're not going to be able to sit up here and argue your way around it. The facts are the facts. You compete or you die. That's it. Compete or perish. That's all. The ladies are only going to fool with you if they just have to. And let's just be very, very clear about the ones, for the guys who want to sit up here and hang their hat on, well, 1/3 of them, well, Jason, I ain't got to, but I mean, 1/3 of them, they said that, they like a fella making $75,000 or more. What's the median income out here? Okay, here's the problem with that mentality that you're employing there. What type of female do you think you're going to pick up in that bottom tier, guys? Do you understand that? First and foremost, if you're one of the guys sitting up here and you're one of these dollar store shoppers and you're saying to yourself, well, 1/3 of the females, they okay with me making $75,000, they'll be all right with that right there. All right, I got a question for you. What type of female do you think you're going to get? And the bottom of the barrel. What do you think you're going to be eligible for? What do you think you're going to have? When you're not shooting for the stars, you're shooting for the floor. What do you think you're going to get? It's time for you to be honest with yourself here. And now, if you're okay with that, and let's just be clear, a lot of fellas are, if you're all right with that, then go ahead and be all right with that. Go ahead and be all right with that. But let's just be clear, this is what you're eligible for. This is what you can get. When you want to skimp and when you want to go cheap, just remember, your female is going to reflect your lifestyle. Your female is going to reflect what you have done. Your female is your representative of what you produce. Let's just be clear. Your female is going to represent that. And if you're aiming for the bottom, if you're aiming for average or below average, then your chick is going to look average or below average. That's reality. You don't have to be happy with it. You don't have to be thrilled about it. That's the reality. Your chick represents you. Period. And even if she doesn't actually quote unquote deserve, even if she's not actually the type of woman that the fella making $100,000 a year or more would really desire, the bottom line is that's where she wants to be. That's where she wants to be. So you fellas who are sitting up here hanging out in the cheap seats, I just want you to understand, y'all are going to have to share those chicks who are aiming that 1/3 at the bottom. Y'all are going to have to share them. You're going to have to share those women. The ones who you're the kind of guy that she'll tolerate. And by the way, you all know that's a damn lie. They don't want that either. They're just letting you know, well, I guess I can't. That's going to be the chicks who are in their 40s or 50s and know they can't do no better. So they'll take 75. But I want you to understand, you know what's real. You know it's real. You know it's real. So with that being the case, just understand, you know, them chicks down there at the bottom, that's 75,000 or lower, you're going to have to share them. Because they're all running around like roaches, scurrying around trying to figure out how to get in that 100,000 tier. And the fellas at 75, you're too expendable. I'm just going to be totally honest. You're too expendable. You are too easily replaced. The problem with being average is another word for generic. They can pick you up anywhere. You want to be special. You don't want to be average. Fellas, the reason you don't want to be average is because you're too easily replaced. Now, you can sit up here and say, well, I need sex and love and attention. What you need is not going to help you. What you can get is what's going to help you. We're going to come back to this survey here in a little bit. Tomorrow night, I'm also going to be going into the sexual marketplace graph that we made for that. So I definitely want to get into that as well. But what I'm going to be doing here first, I'm going to go ahead and go to the phones. Because I've got somebody on the line here who I've been wanting to talk to. Hello, Val. Welcome to the business.
Hello, Jason.
All right. Well, I got you on the line here. I got you on the phone. You and I have already talked about this previously, but why don't you go ahead and give us the business? What exactly is the problem that you're having, and why are you having it?
Well, I guess to say, I guess I'm in a situation where I'm not really committed to as far as in um, marriage or whatnot, but yet he provides, pays bills, he makes sure I don't have, I don't want for whatever I may want for, but there is no further conversation about marriage. Uh, he entertains poly situations. Um, I don't know. I think he's just kind of still playing the field himself, I guess. And I don't know. For some reason, took me under his wing. I'm not
Okay.
really sure.
Let me find out here. First of all, speak up a little bit. But second of all, how old were you when you met him?
I had just turned 30,
Okay. And how old are you now?
32.
Okay. So it's been a roller coaster ride here for 2 years, hasn't it?
Yes,
Okay. And he has not married you.
correct.
Okay. Let me find out here. Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. You have no children. And this gentleman that you met here, what does he do for a living?
He's in construction.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
With him not trying to marry me.
Well, I mean, with him being in construction, are you okay with that?
Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, because if he was to do or be in the right place or whatnot, he could make pretty good money. So,
Well, let me ask you a different question here. Do you believe that he is motivated to increase his income?
um, I think so. Yeah,
Okay. Why do you say that?
because he's always trying to just find different ways to either work for himself or uh, find the next bigger contract.
Okay, so he is trying to innovate and trying to figure out how to increase his income and his power, wealth, and influence. That's good. Well, let me ask you then, with that being the case, how old is he?
He's 39.
Okay, he's 39 years old. He's 39, you're 32. Um, and he's not making really any moves to try to make you permanent. And did you say that at some point you all were entertaining polygamy?
Well, no, not me. He uh, tends to discuss it and seem to be something he wouldn't mind engaging in.
Okay. Have you ever had an experience with another woman?
No,
Okay. Are you okay with that?
no.
All right, then what are you planning on doing then? I guess would be my next question. Do you feel you have any leverage here?
Um, yeah, I would say I have some leverage.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. What type of leverage do you think you have?
um, well, according to you, as far as in my deposit, um, I would say I I don't have any baggage, or I think the only thing kind of working against me at this point would be my age. I am getting older.
Okay. Well, on the scale, for those of you who are unfamiliar with it here, we put together the list at the Bank of Female Value, currently on your screen right now. You can see the Bank of Female Value. You can see what it is that women deposit and what they withdraw. So you can see what the deposits are: youth, looks, clean slate, attitude, coachability. Of the deposit side of the ledger, what do you believe you have on the deposit side of those 5 things? So youth, looks, clean slate, attitude, and coachability. What do you feel like you have?
A clean slate, coachability, looks, intelligence.
Okay. As far as looks are concerned, and I'm talking about holistically, where would you rank yourself?
Holistically, I would rank myself an 8.
Okay. You would give yourself an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find out here. Just out of curiosity, what size do you wear?
Probably about a 7.
You wear a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, judging by your pictures, that doesn't quite look like a 7. It looks a little bit bigger than a 7. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly, because, I've seen your Instagram. So if I may be brutally frank, Are you sure about that? Because I couldn't help but notice pictures of you with some other young ladies as well. So I'm not guessing my way through this. So you sure about that 7 figure?
Yeah. I weigh about 150.
Okay, and how tall are you?
5'5".
Okay, you're 5'5" and weigh 150. But you say you wear a size 7.
Yeah.
Okay. You do realize that's probably almost guaranteed not correct. Judging by the pictures and then the numbers you just gave me, that's almost guaranteed. There's almost no way that can work.
Well, the pants I have on say a 8, 9.
Okay.
But they're kind of loose.
Yeah, I'm about to say, are you sure you didn't rub it off? Maybe it says 12, 14. My point being,
no.
Yeah, my point being, I mean, I'm just saying with the pictures on your Instagram, that's not a size 7. That's not even a size 8. I mean, we're way past 8. So I'm just trying to figure out how is it those pictures very obviously don't say size 7 or 8, and you're saying, oh, it's size 7, which is really saying you're close to a size 6. So I'm just saying how a size 6, I mean, let's just keep it real. A size 6 doesn't weigh, almost 160 pounds.
Yeah.
Size 6s don't come in 160 pounds. Not unless they're like 6 feet tall or so. But, I mean, they don't come in 160 pounds.
Well, I just was on the scale not too long ago, and it registered 150.
Wait a minute, because you're kind of mumbling there. Did you say you were on the scale a month ago?
Not too long ago.
Okay, not too long ago.
It was about a month ago.
All right, she weighed herself about a month ago.
150.
All right. Yeah, we might want to get back on there and do a retest. There's a reason why I'm saying that, okay? I'm not saying this to be mean or anything. What I'm saying here, Val, is that you're going to have to find ground zero, okay? You're going to have to find out where ground zero, where you're at. Not where you wished you were, not where you feel like it and stuff. And these are brutal realities to take into account. But just understand, let me tell you something. When a man, could you imagine a man walking up to Halle Berry in her prime and saying, he wants a polygamous relationship. He would never imagine it. He's got no leverage to do something like that. Even if he's interested in that, he knows he can't do that. When a man is telling you that he wants a polygamous relationship, he's letting you know in the gate, you are not enough. I mean, but you already understand that. I mean, he's just letting you know from the gate. Yeah, you can't be my only option. You just can't be. I can't do that. I'll lose my mind. So he's letting you know from the gate that's not going to work for him. Now, we're going to have to deal with where you can really get to, okay? Because, like, right now, here's the real issue. Real issue is, number one, you're over 30 years old. Say goodbye to youth. In the looks department, 8 is optimistic. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Hold this 6. Clean slate. By that, if you simply mean I don't have children, well, yeah, you don't have children. But you do understand that not having children, that's not an offset for everything else. Having children is a liability. But if you've got all these other things, if all the other things are not there and all you are is a plus size chick with no kids, understand you might as well have a busload of kids. Attitude. You got problems there too. And let me explain what that is, okay? You're nice and congenial enough, at least the way you're talking to me right now. You're nice and congenial enough. But here's the problem. The problem is you talk real soft and real low and real quiet and real meek and real shy. And that is a major turnoff to men. Because if a man thinks one thing when, especially if he's trying to increase himself socioeconomically, he's thinking, is this the woman who will represent me and present me to the people? Because you're his representative. Mm-hmm. You're the person who presents him to the people. And if the person that he wants representing his construction concern is talking to people like, "Hi, welcome to Smith Construction. Would you like us to build you something?" That's not the CEO's wife, okay? That's not the CEO's woman. And right now he's letting you know he's aiming for that CEO status. He's a builder. That's not a builder's woman. A builder also from time to time needs a woman who's going to kick him in the ass and get him motivated. And that's not going to do it either. If he's a go-getter, he needs a woman who's a go-getter in her own right. And if that's not what you're presenting, just understand he's unmotivated. So I'm telling you right now, is this man you're talking to is thoroughly unmotivated. That's why he's letting you know, oh, let me get this little saucepan back here and put you on the back burner. But as far as him making you his only option, he's not going to do that. Because he sees that he believes he can do better. He believes he can do much better. And that's the issue that you're running into. He believes he can do much better. Mm. So the real question is, at 32, and here's the real thing. Now, what city are you in?
I'm in outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay, I'm outside of it. Where are you at again?
Outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay, you're outside Pittsburgh. You're 32 years old. You're outside of Pittsburgh. You don't have a bunch of options like this coming around every day. I'm going to recommend that for your own good that you kick yourself in the ass and get yourself in gear and make it your goal. Because here's the real thing. I understand that you want better. Here's the problem. Every woman wants better. Have you put yourself in a position to get that? Or are you just saying, let me bring him the bare minimum and ain't he good enough with it? Well, let me talk down to my shoes. Bottom line is life is too short to spend it being meek and shy and eating the crumbs. Life is too short for that. Now, I can't make you want more than that. You got to want that for yourself, okay? But I am going to tell you right now, he has let you know he's 39 years old. I know what it's like to be a black man who's 39 years old and building. You know, he's on the rise. He's hustling. He's trying to make things pop off. He's trying to get things going because he understands as a black man, his amount of time is limited. He got to get it cracking. And you're going to have to ask yourself, do you fit the life that this man is trying to build? You have to look at yourself and say, am I going where do I represent where he's going? Because he's already letting you know where he's at ain't where he's stopping. Do you represent where he's going?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
But
why wait, okay,
hold
on a second. Wait a second now. You said that you believe that you represent where he's going. Can you explain to me how that is? Why do you believe that?
I mean, because I have the drive and motivation as well. And I think when times are rough and he is, feeling doubtful, I do my part of trying to motivate. And
okay,
he does see the
with all
drive
due
in
respect,
me.
Val, with all due respect, you don't even talk like, what you just said. I got drive. I can't tell by listening, just by the way you talk. I can't tell by listening. You do understand that's a key part of your presentation, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, just with a conversation, do you believe that you talk like a person with drive and hustle and building? Do you believe you talk like one?
On general, yeah.
Okay. You're talking to me right now. Can we see some of that now? Okay. Let me explain to you exactly why that's a problem, okay? There's a wonderful book by a man named Frank Betcher. Frank Betcher was a historic insurance salesman. He was fantastic. I recommend that book to everybody. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Betcher. Frank, Bettger. Frank Betcher. Fantastic book. I've recommended it for years. Frank used to be like you. He used to talk real low and mumble and stuff, and he was a very educated guy, and I think he actually did actuarial work for a little while. And he had actually gone to one of Dale Carnegie's seminars for the famous life coach, if you will, Dale Carnegie, who wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People back when he was at the Y. And Dale had Frank sitting there with a bunch of the guys that he was, counseling and coaching. And he asked Frank, okay, tell us about yourself. And Frank was like, well, I do insurance sales and I talk to people and I help them with their insurance. And Dale stopped him just like I stopped him. He said, Frank, let me ask you one question. Do you enjoy what you do? To which Frank looked at him and said, well, yes, I enjoy it very much. To which Dale said to him, you don't sound like it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Val? How are you going to as a salesperson, I used to do sales, how are you going to get customers to emotionally invest when you sound like you are emotionally divorced? How are you going to get this man to emotionally invest when you sound like you are emotionally divorced?
I think at this point, with all the uncertainty of this entanglement,
okay, well, here's the thing.
I don't even think it.
You're going to have to forget about this guy. I'm thinking about any man in the contiguous 48 states. This is not a thrilling proposition to a man who's building, because he's coming with his excitement and he's out trying to make things happen, and his woman sounds like she's, narcoleptic. And what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what man you bring this to. Side chicks don't have to talk. Side chicks don't have to think. That's the problem. Side chicks don't have to talk and they don't have to think. We just contact them when we get to them. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the issue that I'm talking about here. So I want you to understand, It doesn't matter if you leave him tomorrow. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? That another builder is looking for a female who sounds... Because I can imagine him talking to you about his plans, and you're just sitting there looking at him and staring into his eyes with this blank expression. And, oh, aye, baby. Oh, that's nice. Would you like some coney bread? And I'm saying at 32 years old, where are you from originally?
From Michigan.
Okay. You came from Michigan all the way down there to Pittsburgh. Why did you go to Pittsburgh from Michigan?
Well, I came from out west, finished school, and I've kind of just been all over the place with school. But
well, I want you to understand. I can't even let you finish because I'm just saying you're talking so slow and lethargic. I can understand that you're not happy with what he's offering you, but let me just ask you one last question: has anybody ever offered you anything more than he is?
Yes.
How long ago?
Probably was a few years ago.
A few years ago. A few years ago, like those few how long ago you checked your weight, or just is it that few or something else?
No, about 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay. 2 or 3 years ago. You've been with him for 2 years, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy that was offering,
okay,
he didn't go past a couple of dates because, I don't know, he seemed...
Yeah, you do know.
More interested on how much money I could be making.
Okay, well, okay. How much money was he making?
At the time, he was probably making close to $200,000.
And how much were you making?
Well, not much. I was still in school.
Okay. So do you see the problem?
Probably.
So you see the problem? And at that time, you were what, around 29?
Yeah.
That was the last train leaving. You were 29 years old. He just wanted to find out if you were about something or getting something done. And when he found out, yeah, she's 29 years old, she is still in school, which means the previous decade did not go from 19 to 29, didn't go well, and she's still trying to work on it. So, yeah, that's why I didn't go past a couple of dates, because he was trying to see what your upward mobility and potential was. And he determined very quickly, yeah, there's not a lot of there. That's the point I want you to understand. So, It's not the men. What I'm saying, baby, is they're meeting you and they're like, there's not a whole lot to dig through here. And they're making a very quick call very quickly. I would like to see that stop for you, but you're going to have to get serious about the way men see you, not the way you think you see yourself. The men are not motivated. You're not motivating them. There's too much missing. They're not motivated. I recommend right now you get very, very focused on motivating them. What do you do for a living now?
I'm a counselor.
Okay, so that means you make what, $30,000 a year? If that much. If that much.
Well, with everything going on, that's probably about right this year.
You make $30,000 a year, baby. This man that you're with right now is the last train leaving. Actually, Mr. 200,000 was your last chance to become one of these women who I put in my poll yesterday. Your chance to get with Mr. $100,000 or more. Your best chance, you blew that 3 years ago, and right now, maybe the dude you're with can get to 100,000. You're about to blow that too. So I'm just letting you know right now, this is really last train leaving. You might want more, but taking a look at what you are actually eligible for is a different matter. So I'm going to highly recommend that you kick it into high gear while old boy is offering you something. And maybe if you get it together enough, you can get him to stop his wandering eye. But what I am saying is you cannot choose from the options you wish were available. You can only choose from the options that actually are available. And he's what's available. And it's not like your previous experiences have gone fantastically better either. They're not going better because you're going to have to motivate them. So yes, the men need to compete, but let's be very, very clear. As a woman, you're supposed to give them something to compete for. So I'm not sure how I've had a chance to take into account how you see yourself. I would highly, 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 super highly, did I say highly? Highly recommend that you get very motivated about this. Because if you can't pull this guy, what you going to do next? Going into your mid-30s. Mid-30s. I still look good. Oh, y'all need to quit with that. There is no man who's making $150,000, $200,000 a year who is dreaming of a 35-year-old size 12. They're not. If you want to blow your chance, I mean, that's up to you, but I am going to recommend to you, hey, the shy thing, you're still not too old enough to let that go. Raise your voice, start sounding like you give a damn, start looking like you do and whatnot, and you might be able to turn it around. But right now, on the look of deposits, you've currently got 1, maybe 2, clean slate and coachability. I am hoping you have coachability. I can't confirm that one, but I'm going to spot you coachability. I want you to understand, clean slate and coachability. A 5-year-old is a clean slate and has coachability. She's just not eligible to be a wife except in some very perverted countries and parts of American society. But of the deposits list, you've got 2 of them at best. You need 4. Youth is gone. You're not going to be young again. So you're really going to have to hunker down for the last 4. Then you're going to be able to motivate him. But I'm just telling you right now, you're not going to be able to motivate him or anybody else not to go above average. Because what I'm saying is, you told me you're an 8. And 8 is well above average. Is what you're telling me is that your looks are well above average. Is that really an honest assessment in your eyes? That you are almost a perfect 10, is what you're saying?
Yes.
You truly believe that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to need you and me to have a come to Jason moment. Not good enough to come to Jesus, but maybe we can have a come to Jason moment. But I am going to tell you right now, baby, we need to knock about 2 digits off of that. If I'm just going to be straight up honest with you, we really need to knock about 2 digits off of that. We need to knock about 2 digits off of that, because the only person who's telling you you're 8 is your mama. And your mama is not being totally honest with you. And what I'm saying is that once you open your mouth and start that meeping, whispering thing, you go down to a 2. You're a 2 with a nice attitude, but you're asking the fella to invest in you. And I'm just saying, give them something to invest in. Time-wise, it is not impossible, but I am going to say you're going to have to be foot to the floor now and get very, very serious about where you are. Let me ask you one last question, and I got to take another call here. In the 2 years you've been with this gentleman, do you suspect he slept with somebody else?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's letting you know he's not afraid to lose you. I don't know how much more plain I can make this. You think you're an 8. All the men who meet you are letting you know that's not true. And they're not afraid to lose you.
Well, I think it's more so because he uses sex as a...
Okay, dear, a man only values sex as much as it benefits him. If the best sex was with you,
right,
that's where he's going to go. He's letting you know the best sex ain't with you. He feels that, just like I told the average guys, average is dangerous because average is another word for generic. You're average. You're easily replaced. And he's letting you know he can easily replace you. He feels you're easily replaceable. He's not afraid to lose you. So, start becoming somebody that a man would be afraid to lose. But that starts with you. But, yeah, definitely that's going to be the next thing you're going to want to work on. even if you left this guy tomorrow or he leaves you tomorrow. It's going to be the same thing with the next one. I can understand why you feel that he's not doing his best. Yeah, he's not going to do his best for you. He's waiting for that bad broad. He's waiting on her. You're just here to serve his needs while he's building and struggling. As soon as he gets to that point where he ain't struggling no more and them 6 figures coming in, he's going to go trade you in for a bad broad. And you know it. Now, if you were really an 8, that means you're already a bad broad. But you know that's not true. And what you're doing is bringing him a struggle physique for a man who is working on no longer struggling. Where he was at 37 is not where he is today at 39. It's not where he plans to be at 42. I'm just going to recommend to you, you already know what you need to do. It is time to get super, super serious about that. You sound like you might be suffering from some depression issues. You talk real low and stuff like that. Not sure what the family issues were, but I am going to tell you that you definitely do want to start stepping your game up because the men are meeting you where they see you at.
Well, Jason, I knew you would give it to me straight, so I appreciate it.
Don't just give it to me straight, give it to me raw. Definitely, if you want to investigate that further, I would love to hear from you in the future and see how that works out. I am the only person who invites people to take my advice, do as I've said, and see what that does for you. So if you do that, and if you can really get down to at the height that you're at, you really want to be closer to a size 6. Based on what I've seen, you really need to get there. Your weight needs to be somewhere closer to 120 pounds. It needs to be somewhere in that neighborhood. Absolutely no more than 130. Absolutely no more. And you start working on that and get some muscle tone and not some bass in your voice. We got too much bass going on right now. Get some volume in your voice. And men are going to start looking at you differently and start regarding you differently. But you're going to need an overhaul. You do that, your fortunes will change. But I would love to hear from you again when you got that taken care of. You think that's too much to ask?
No, of course not,
okay.
Jason.
Well, if you can knock 20 pounds off and then give me a holler back, and I would like to talk with you to see how things are going.
I will do.
All right. Thank you very much, Val. I want to hear from you again in the future.
Thank you.
All right. Folks, I'm not going to be mean or anything like that. What I am going to tell you here is, size 7, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And 8, and I'm not here to clown anybody or anything like that, but 8, no, absolutely not there either. I want to thank everyone who is joining us right now for the business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. I'm very glad to be with you all here this evening. If you are just now joining us here, I do want to make sure that you all understand here, lip service is not service. If you appreciate what we're doing, we need to see that manifest itself. So if you haven't contributed, liked, shared, I'm going to start going by engagement here. If this is not the kind of content that you like, we'll take things another direction. But if it is, and you want it to remain on YouTube here, everybody who is watching about this right now, especially with the number of people that we have thousands of people watching. But if thousands of people are not appreciating it, we need to do something different about it. So lip service is not service. Unless you want us to make some changes, that can be done as well. If you're enjoying what you're seeing here, especially from a place that actually gives you real information that we can actually verify and validate and you can actually use, I want for you to go ahead and show your appreciation on that. Next up on the line here, I've got Tracy on. Thank you very much for your patience. Welcome to the business, Tracy.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell me what is the deal?
Okay, well, I separated from my husband a little over, it's going to be 2 months in October. I moved out. I'm living by myself and with my two kids. I just got pretty much fed up with excuses, with him not wanting to contribute to the household, things that he was doing before. He just kind of started slacking and expecting me to take the majority of the load. And I started listening to you a little over a year ago, and a lot of the points that you give is very valid. And I just started kind of reevaluating my situation, reevaluating my marriage, and I pretty much told him, like, there's things that you have to start doing, that you stop doing, that you need to follow through doing. And if you can't do that, then, we have to separate, we have to leave, or I have to leave with the kids. I was actually giving him a chance to get some stuff done, but at the last minute, he started making some other illegal moves where it became a safety issue for me and the kids. And in that situation, I had to abruptly leave. So I'm still in communication with him. He's still slowly trying to get himself together, but for me, he's not moving fast enough. Like, he just doesn't have the motivation. He's blaming it on depression and just a lot of just always having excuses.
He doesn't have the motivation, you say. All right, let me find out a couple of things here just so we can get caught up with this. How old are you and how old is he?
I'm 34 and he's going to be 37 next week.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
2.
Okay. How old are they?
I have a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay. So you're 32 and he's 37.
I'm 34.
Okay, you're 34 and he's 37.
He's going to be 37.
All right. Well, definitely that's going to be the first thing you want to take a look at that right there. Y'all been together for a minute here now. Was this guy really a high climber when you met him? Can we just be honest about that?
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Now, were you married to him when you got pregnant?
No, I wasn't married to him.
Okay. How many of the kids did you have before he married you?
2 kids.
Okay, you had 2 children with him before you got married to him, and this was in your mid 20s.
Yeah, my last child, I was 30.
Okay, so you do understand what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
See, here's the
now
issue.
I'm starting to understand.
Well, let's go ahead and get to the issue here first before we get to what to do about it. Y'all do understand the biggest mistake that black women make, and I mean the real problem we have right here is this desperation culture, this very raggedy culture. Y'all are going to sit up here and have kids with a guy and then try to change him later. You don't have any leverage. Where is your leverage to demand it? Where's your leverage to insist that he do more or do something different? That's the first question you got to ask yourself, baby. Where's your leverage now? See, there's a reason why guys like me talk the way that we do about these things. You got to have leverage to get the kind of results that you're talking about. You got to have leverage. And I'm asking you, if you can just be honest with yourself, where's your leverage now that you've had the kids already?
I know it's harder for him now, and it being my fault too, I will take accountability for that because I was doing a lot of the stuff in the marriage. So now he has to figure out everything for himself. He doesn't have communication. Well, he has communication with the kids, but it's harder for him to come see the kids now. He doesn't have a vehicle. I was the one who had the vehicle. He lost his license, so that was a whole other issue too.
Why did he lose his license?
So DUI.
Okay. You know, this is
pulled over.
Okay. I got it. DUI. We know what the DUI is.
Yeah.
Just for shortness of time here, I just need to truncate things. But what I'm saying to you here is, do you realize that was a problem too? He didn't just start becoming this kind of guy, is what I'm saying to you. You didn't just wake up in 2018 and this is what he was. Dudes don't run around and just get DUIs and whatnot. The other thing was, you also said that he was started getting into illegal stuff. He didn't just. Can we just
Mm-hmm.
now? You really are kind of trying to cover that up there. Dudes don't just wake up one day in their 30s and start getting into reckless, illegal things. They were doing that the whole time, either full time or part time. But you know full well if you were the fella who ain't got a problem stealing some hubcaps, you know if that's the guy you're with. And he didn't just wake up one day and start doing it. He'd been doing it off and on at least. At least. Can we keep it real there?
Yeah, I will agree with that.
Okay.
When we first met and we were dating and stuff, he's selling drugs, so he wasn't doing
All
that
right, there you
as
go.
far as I'm aware of.
There you go.
As what I'm what
Okay,
I'm aware of.
okay. How long
And
ago?
then-
How long ago was he selling drugs? How long ago from today was he selling drugs?
Well, I found out he was selling what back in June.
Okay.
Going through his phone and stuff.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You've been with this guy for what, about a decade, probably?
Yeah.
Okay. You mean to tell me in the last decade he ain't been selling off and on?
Well, now when I'm looking back at
Oh.
it and just like
Come on,
sitting
Tracy.
back and reflecting, it's like, yeah, that's what you were doing.
All right.
I had suspicion that things were going on. I thought it was infidelity because of things that he was doing with his phone and stuff like that, and with his job.
Tracy.
He's a maintenance guy.
Tracy. Come on now.
Being naive.
It's not about being naive,
Wanting
baby.
to see the better in him.
You're just being dishonest. Come on, that's not even. I'm just saying. By the way, it bit you on the ass, not me. But I'm just letting you know. If you were the fellow who is out there slanging them things, you know it. You know if you were the dope dealer. There's no dope dealer in America. No, let's stop this nonsense. No black woman gets with a dope dealer and don't know what she with. Oh, I didn't know nothing. 10 years later. I mean, I know that's probably what you told the judge, and I don't know, maybe you're on some type of probation right now, so you have to tell me all this bull crap. And I'm just letting you know, wink, wink. By the way, yeah, we ain't buying that. If no black woman in America is with a dope dealer and don't know what she's with. Well, I didn't know he was a choir boy. No black woman in America is with a dope dealer and don't know what she is with. Let me go even further. No woman lays down in bed with a man that she don't know what she laying down with. Y'all know what you are laying down with. You know you are. You know what you laying up with. So that's just insulting to our intelligence that you got into bed with this dude, done had 2 kids, and you didn't know what you was with. Come on. I don't know if you just saying this because the judge is listening or whatever, but yeah, you know what you with. Come on now. I mean, we for everybody listening to me right now, think, well, Jason, benefit of the doubt, nigga, stop. We are how many decades after New Jack City? What has it been? Damn near 3 decades after New Jack City? Boys in the Hood and all that? 4 decades after Superfly? And we got black women in 2020 talking about, I didn't know I was with no boy. After all these decades, y'all, you gotta look for a dope dealer. You don't just stumble over no dope dealer. You're telling us you stumbled over a dope dealer. Tracy, don't no black woman stumble. Oh, I slipped up. Oh, he dealing drugs. Oh, Lordy. I didn't know. He smelled like weed all the time and things. I didn't know. He was hanging out with Rollo. He was hanging out with Rollo and Kanan Stark. And what's the name from Power? The little pretty boy. I forget his name. Anyway, whatever his name is, who stars on Power, not his real name, but the character's name, Ghost. Yeah, I didn't know he was hanging out with Rollo and Ghost and Kanan. I didn't know. Baby, come on now. The dudes he hang out with gonna be dope dealers. The dudes he hang out with gonna be street dudes. And you telling us you didn't know? You see all
Yeah,
these
his best friend.
these niggas that he hangs out with, and you didn't know. Okay, what kind of car was he driving when you met him?
Kia. What is a Kia Forte?
Okay, what city was he in when he got busted for this?
He was coming in from California, so I think,
Wait a
yeah, he
minute.
was driving from California. So within,
Coming in from California trying to get where?
well, he was staying in California. He was traveling back. I think he had to get some stuff for his mom or whatever. And then on his way back, that's when he got pulled over.
Okay, you saying he went to California, he was picking up some stuff for his mom, and he decided to grab a kilo on the way back?
Well, he said that he got pulled over with like a blunt in the car or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I'm going to say here is let's just keep it 100. You know that ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's not right. And that's not even close to right. So, ladies, y'all fool around with these dope dealers. Y'all get with these dope boys. Oh, it's going to turn out all right. No, it's not going to turn out all right. It's really not. It really isn't. It doesn't turn out well. That's the problem that you're going to have there. And the real thing is, at this point right now, you don't even have the leverage anymore. You're a 32-year, you said 32 or 34? 34, did you say you're 34? I want to see the previous
34.
color. Okay,
Yeah.
If I can just keep
34.
it, first of all, like I say, you're cute and with dark skin, so that's always, a big plus, okay? You're cute with dark skin. That's always going to be a big plus in my book. Here's the problem. You're cute with dark skin and 2 kids by a dope dealer. Now you got to carry that. Are you the only woman he has children by?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm positive.
Okay, because I'm about to say, well, according to you, you didn't even know he was dope dealer. Well, I didn't know he was dope dealer. So if you didn't know he was a dope dealer, then why would I believe that you also, you sure he ain't got kids, though? Oh, I'm sure he ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
But you wasn't sure he wasn't slinging.
I'm
slinging
sure,
cane.
but yeah, then again, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out, so
Okay. Well,
you know.
Well, I'm going to
as
say
far
right
as I
here.
know, he doesn't have kids by anybody else.
All right, let's assume that he doesn't have any children by anybody else, and let's just assume you didn't miss that one there. Okay. Let's just assume that that is not the case. All things remaining equal, you can motivate a man, just like the previous lady I was talking to here. You can motivate him, but baby, you got to have, you got to have leverage. You got to have leverage. And, what is your leverage? That's the only thing I'm going to ask now. What do you have to leverage or motivate him with? If you're going to get him back on his square and pull rank and call hands, where's your leverage?
That's a good question. I'm a very motivated person. I'm trying to make moves in life, and it's like, but the thing is, he's not trying to make the moves.
He has no reason to. At this point now, he has no reason to. Baby, look here. I want all the women in the world to understand this here. This is what makes y'all seem silly to men. Y'all sit up here and give away all the damn candy, and then you like Girl Scouts who give away all the cookies, pardon the expression, and then want to come back 10 years later and tell him you want him to pay you 10 times as much for cookies he ate a decade ago.
Yeah.
You can make that happen, but you got to have leverage. You done already had the kids and then gave up every damn thing else, and he's just been skinning and grinning and skating. And now you're talking about, wait a minute now, back on up. Let's get the leverage. I need you to do more. Ladies, there's a reason why this poll that I took is very, very important for you all to understand. You have to set yourself up to get this kind of guy walking in the door. You can't wait until 10 years, 3 kids, stretch marks all over your ass, and credit card debt in the tens of thousands, and then say, wait a minute now. I need us to be making 6 figures. Because now you're going to be in a situation of trying to crack the whip and motivate somebody. And in his case, it's going to be very hard to motivate him. If he got busted with the drugs, and that means did he catch a felony, or he's still dealing with that?
No, he didn't catch a felony. He just has it's like a block in the state that he's in. So it's like a process he has to go through, but he doesn't have a felony.
Okay. Well, he was if he got away without a felony, he's damn lucky. But what I'm saying is, baby, you got to have your eye on that when you walk in the door. You can't take a guy who has no aspirations beyond $30,000 a year, or he loves quick money. Because you live in a system of white supremacy that sets up Negroes who chasing quick money. They got every trick bag in the world to catch them, and you're never going to be smart enough to get around it. You'll never get around it. Frank Lucas, Frank James, Nicky Barnes, Rick Ross. We can go down the list. You're never going to be smart enough or slick enough. Big Meech, you're not going to be smart enough or slick enough to circumvent it. They got too many rules in place and too many laws that allow them to just follow you around and sit on you until they catch you. You're never going to be able to make it work. It won't. So the dudes who are out here chasing quick bucks and whatnot, he doesn't have a plan either. He's just hoping he can make it as far as he can before they eventually come down and get him, and they're going to get him. And now them eyes going to be on this fella. Them eyes going to be on him. So if he comes to your place, just understand there's a camera taking pictures. All right, he at the baby mama house. Click, click. So at 34 years old, like I said, y'all decide y'all want to change up. Well, I'll do it at 34. I'm still good. So, okay. And y'all give your best years to the guys who don't invest in you. Because like right now, and I don't mean this to be mean, I just mean this to level with it here. What assets do you have as a result? Now, you said you were married to him and y'all are separated now?
Yeah.
Okay. What assets do you have as a result of being with him?
Well, I have my 401k.
Okay, no. I mean assets as a result of being with him. Your 401k was from your job.
Oh, with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, with him, I would say nothing. The only good thing that came out of it was me having my kids. But other than that,
okay. Well, good is a relative term.
I don't think he definitely didn't level me up at all, or
Yeah. And there's my issue.
Didn't provide no benefits or nothing.
A decade later, and y'all love gapping your legs for a fellow who year in and year out, he's not contributing, he's not adding. You got dreams of stuff, and this guy's not adding. And like right now, I mean, you've closed the barn door is what you've done, but I mean, you closed the barn door after the horses are out and have soiled the yard at this point right here. So I'm just going to tell you, I mean, there's no leverage. There really isn't any leverage. I mean, and kids are not an asset. Kids are kids. Kids are a bill. I mean, kids are a bill. Let's just keep it real. They're not an asset.
Yeah.
Kids are a bill. I'm going to refrain from saying liability, but kids are a bill. And with that being the case, what's the strategy? What's the escape plan? What are we going to do? That's the issue I'm taking a look at. By the way, Kendra, just hang out, Kendra. We're going to get to you here in just a few moments. Yes, everybody, we have a lot going on there. That's the real thing I'm going to say to you here right now. Like I say, I mean, you're not screwed the hell off. You look like you're a good size 6 or 8. Does that sound about right?
I'm actually a 10.
Okay. Well, she's not.
I'm losing weight though. I am.
Okay, well that's good. Like I said, I mean, definitely. Like I said, that means somebody's y'all. We have to watch these women with their camera angles on those pictures. By the way, I was trying not to give everything away.
I'm honest though. I'm a 10.
Oh well, I'm glad you're doing better than the previous caller. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All that being the case, like I say, it's not like you have a huge amount of things to do there. But what I am saying is, I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I think all of you single moms out there, especially those of you who get into your 30s, you all would have a lot to gain by studying religiously the life of Nicole Murphy and, more importantly, Lori Harvey. Is that Steve Harvey's wife, or is Lori the daughter, or whatever? The Puff Daddy is out there corrupting as we speak. In the chat room, who is Steve Harvey's daughter? They're gonna tell me here in just a moment. But Steve Harvey's wife, rather. The one who was with that dope, I think she was with 2 dope dealers before she got with Steve. I want to say she was with 2 dope dealers before she got with him. They're going to post it in the chat room here in just a moment. A lot of you would have a lot you could learn from her. You all have a whole lot you could learn. You have a lot you could learn. Because that was a woman who understood, and she had kids too. She got to survive. Was it Marjorie? Okay, is that Marjorie Harvey? And I want to say she ran through 2 dope dealers, or 2 dope dealers ran through her. All right, all my single moms in the chat room all typing Marjorie. Why come y'all heifers didn't learn nothing from it then? Never mind. All the single moms. Marjorie, Jason, it's Marjorie. Do you know it's Marjorie? Okay, why y'all know a damn name, didn't learn nothing from her? Okay, you know a name, but you ain't got a life. All right, back on up. Don't try to flex your trivia knowledge. But in any case, my point is, you all have a whole lot you can learn from Marjorie. I would recommend you all study that. You really need to study that. It's not like she has any great skills or anything like that. She just understood it's now or never. And I got to go for it. So if you want a piece of advice from me, especially where at the hour and everything you're in, like I say, baby, it's like I tell y'all, when you play, you pay. And in your 20s, you played. Now you got to pay, and it's going to be a lot harder than it otherwise would have been. Is it impossible? No, but I'm just saying you're going to have to, time is against you. You're 34, you're damn near 40. And yeah. I don't know how much leverage you think you're going to have at 40, but I really recommend, in your case here, it's not like you're as thrown off as a lot of females are and whatnot. I still believe you have some upside to you. And unlike the previous caller and whatnot, like I said, you're not talking all down your shoes and stuff. I don't blame you for wanting a dude who got some hustle and is trying to go somewhere. I'm just saying you bet on the wrong horse. And you bet all your chips on him because you gave him kids. So you can't even transition out smoothly. All that having been stated, how much do you know about Marjorie?
Not that much.
Okay, how much you know about Nicole?
Bit, like what's thrown out
okay,
there.
How much you know about Nicole Murphy?
Just, she was married to Eddie Murphy, and okay. She practices dating higher value men.
I suggest to all my single moms out there in your 30s, let me just tell you right now, your chances of coming home with a winner are about 1 in 100,000. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. If you're lucky, you might be able to get those odds down to 1 in 10,000. And I understand that means there's going to be a lot more of y'all than there are of them. If you are not prepared to accept side chick status, you might want to get prepared. I was the one who created this years ago, and I talked about, single moms get that concubine status. Not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't sit up here and flash it in front of the kids, but I suggest you keep that in mind, because in the environment that you're in right now, baby, you got to understand, men who make $100,000 a year or more are the top 10% of the population, and there's just too many women competing for them. Just too many. Far too many. With far fewer liabilities. What do you do to accentuate your positives? You're really going to have to work that damn thing. And like I say, that's what Marjorie did. Hell, we all know that's what Nicole tried to do. She tried to carve off Antoine Fuqua from his BBW Layla Rashawn. Layla put on some weight, and Nicole was like, look, I know I'm getting a little long in the tooth over here, but hey, you can see my abs. Your wife can't do this. So she was trying to get it. I'm not going to say that I endorse that. I am going to say, Nicole, if you're going to be desperate, you might as well go for all the marbles. If you're going to play it like that, you might as well play it for all the marbles. So to my single moms out there, y'all don't have nearly the leverage you had when you were in your 20s. I don't know what it is you're thinking about. Some of y'all might be entertaining becoming old maids. I suggest you take up crochet and making cookies. If you're not going to do that, if you still consider yourself to be in the running for a man and a producer, and a producer would be someone who makes more than $100,000 a year. If you still consider yourself to be in the running for that, I suggest you all start studying some chicks who got that type of pedigree. I suggest you start studying them. That's going to be my advice there. But as far as this guy is concerned, you're not going to be able to get anything more out of him. Hell, he's trying to stay one step ahead of the law as it currently stands right now. He's trying to stay one step ahead of the law. And that's him letting you know that at least for the foreseeable future, he's still screwing around. So you can't really depend on him. So if that's what you wanted to hear, yeah, that's going to be true. And you're too old to be waiting to figure out. Okay. You're too old to wait around to see whether or not he's going to get it straight or not. You're too old.
Yeah, because I kept waiting and waiting. That was my mistake.
Baby,
too.
You can't do nothing like that right now. How much money do you make a year right now?
Yeah. I make about $48,000.
Okay. You do realize you probably need to get that closer to 60, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What city do you live in now?
Cleveland.
Okay.
Cleveland, Ohio.
You do realize you need to get that closer to 60, because hustle attracts hustle. You need to put yourself in the best position. It's not because your money attracts a man. You need to get enough money so that you can get yourself fixed up enough so you can start moving in different circles.
Gotcha.
Because the kind of guy you want is not at $48,000 a year, and you need to start associating in places where dudes who make that kind of money go and start looking like the kind of woman he's looking for. And like I said, you're able to talk, obviously you got some sense about you. I think you have I think you're able to contribute a lot more emotionally than the previous caller and whatnot. I'm not trying to spit on her all night. I'm just saying a lot of the stuff she thinks she can do, you actually can. But, you're really going to have to step it up right now. And I'm just telling you right now, you probably have a 2-year window. And I'm being generous. So you don't have any time to lose.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking too.
You have about a 2-year window, and I'm going to recommend leave Cleveland because the kind of guys you're looking for are not really hanging out there either. In all honesty. At least start visiting Atlanta. Okay. Don't get flued out necessarily, but I ain't going to judge you. But I won't judge you if you do. What I am going to say is no more kids to anybody you ain't married to. Don't you dare tell the next guy that you don't want to have kids, because you're done. If you do that.
Okay. Gotcha.
As soon as you, I didn't have kids, I'm about through with that. You're done. Okay, you're done. You're done.
Okay.
You're done. You better do your best imitation of a 25-year-old. That'll give you a fighting shot. And the reason for the extra money is so you can get yourself fixed up enough so that you can start representing that well.
Okay.
That's where you go. If you were my single mother niece, I don't have any single mother nieces, but if you were my niece, because I don't have any daughters, and you were a single mother, and you came and said, Uncle Jason, what do you suggest I do? This is what I suggest you do. That's what I suggest you do.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear from like a positive male role model. Right. I don't have that, so. No,
well, like I say,
like you're getting a,
So the folks in the chat room and everybody listening here and whatnot, you're not able to see the pictures that I'm able to see. She's not completely thrown off. The only problem is of the scale here of the female deposits and whatnot. She's actually got the looks part. She doesn't have the clean slate, but she does have the attitude and coachability. So she's got those three things. What she's going to have to do is turn the damn volume up on the other three. Now, this is where you get into the dark arts of game. Dark arts of game works for females too, but you all have to be disciplined to make that work. If you turn the volume up on the three things you do have, because it would be preferable if you had 4, but you don't have time to wait for number 4. If you turn the volume up on looks enough, it starts lighting up the youth thing. It ain't gonna keep it lit, but it starts glowing a little. But in your case, for you females who are dealing with deficits, you all need to take the factors that work in your favor and turn the volume up to 15. Not 10, 15. It needs to be overwhelming. Nicole Murphy understood that. She couldn't turn the volume up a little bit. She got to blast it. It's got to be overwhelming. Marjorie Harvey understood that. She couldn't just turn up the volume to 10. The volume's got to be up to 50. It's got to be overwhelming. It's got to be that when she walks in the room, everybody stops. She can't leave anything to chance. If you want to know what that's like, that's what it's like. I ain't no celebrity, baby. You better do your best damn imitation. You better be the baddest broad in Cleveland. Which ain't a very high bar to clear, but I'm just saying. It's kind of like being the nicest kid at the juvie home. You know, it's not a very high bar to clear. But I am going to say you need to be doing that. Like, for real, for real. That will give you a shot. And then from there, you'll be ready to start branching out and meet some new people. But I would give you a 24-month window. Let me know how that. I would like to hear back from you. Actually, I'm one of the few people who tells you the advice that I give people here. I actually invite people to call me back and say, "Jason, you didn't know what you're talking about. That don't work." I'm the only one who does that. So I want to hear from you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for giving us a call.
Thank you.
Book a session. Let me get caller from area code 901. Is this Kendra?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Kendra. I've been waiting to speak to you for a minute now.
Yes, sir.
There you are. All right. I've got Kendra on the line here. All right, lay it on me.
Okay. I have a man that is a producer, but I feel like he's not producing for me. I feel like he's just a producer for himself and his own needs. And I feel like he thinks that I'm so independent that I don't need him for nothing. So it's like that I feel like the relationship is not going anywhere.
Probably not.
It's like a circle. We're going in a circle.
Okay, let me find out here. How old are you and what city are you in?
I am 47. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay. 47 years old in Memphis, Tennessee, the bastard baby capital of America.
I believe it.
Memphis, Tennessee is the baby mama capital of America. It's a damn disgrace. All right.
It is.
Why do you think everybody's flooding over to Nashville? Who can get out? All right. Do you have any kids with him?
No.
Okay. Well, I would say that's a plus, but I'm not so sure. We'll find out here in just a few moments. While I'm dissecting this, by the way, in the chat room, please remember lip service is not service. If you appreciate what we're doing here and everything and don't want us to just keep all this on Patreon, go ahead and get it from the people who are giving it to you here live. I want to make sure that you contribute, like, subscribe. Those are the metrics that we're going to be using here. Otherwise, we'll think people just don't like it and whatever, and we'll just, keep it on Patreon. But otherwise, I want to thank everybody who has supported tonight's program here. I got a bunch of names in there, but thank you very much for that. Carmen Jones, Golightly, thank you very much as always. Stop stalking my house. Amen No Tech. Mackenzie Charles, thank you very much as well. Sherry Forte, I'm so glad I didn't block you now. Mo D, y'all all know you up in here. Voltron, that's my dude. Black Voltron, BA20, FBA 2020. Thank you very much as well, brother. We appreciate that. DM Golightly is trying to get me out to her lake home. So if I don't show up in a couple of weeks, you know what happened. Go find Golightly's lake home. If y'all don't hear from me in a few weeks, Golightly's lake home. Send somebody there. Majin Meaty, thank you very much as well. We appreciate that. Everybody who's contributed to the Super Chat and the Streamlabs, Cameron Cohill and everybody else, thank you very much for that as well. All right, let me find out here from you, sister. At this point right now, I really got to ask you, what do you think your leverage is?
With him?
Yes. No, with me. Yes, with him. Yes.
I feel like right now I don't have any leverage.
Oh, boy.
I just feel like he's just still around because I allow him to be around.
Okay.
Because it's like when I try to walk away, he always comes back to try to put us in the same predicament that we was in before I walked away. So if it's not going to be any changes, I just feel like just let me walk away and let's just leave this alone. It's like I can't get away from him. Maybe it's because I keep letting him back in. If I just walk away and just really walk away, then I think I'll be in a better place.
Okay, what's preventing you from quote unquote walking away?
You know, I think it's because I've been around this man for so long. I feel like that it'll be hard for me to start over and get to know somebody else. I think that's my fear right there, getting to know somebody else, getting accustomed to another person's looks and smell, and just all of that is just a phobia, I believe, with me. And I don't like to go from one man and then go to another. Then in my mind, I got to start comparing what I had before.
Baby,
it's like,
baby,
now
hold
I
on a
got
second. How long have you been with this man?
12 years.
Okay, you ain't hopping from one dude to another, okay? I got some chicks in this chat room been with 3 dudes in the last 12 months, and you talking about one dude in the last 12 years. No, you are not one of them broads out there in the street. As a matter of fact, I endorse you laying up with more dudes, okay? I actually endorse you meeting more men. And the reason why I say that, slightly tongue-in-cheek, but only slightly, is because, baby, you right now is, I'm gonna be prudish and I'm saving myself. I don't know what the hell you think you're saving yourself for. That's not what I'm saying right now. Is you've confined yourself to just one individual. And how's that working out?
It's not working out well.
Are you worried about your reputation?
I can see myself do.
Are you worried about your reputation?
Sir?
I mean, are you worried about getting a bad reputation?
No, I'm not worried about a bad reputation because I know how to conduct myself.
Okay, I mean,
so I'm not worried about that.
But you live. I mean, my other thing is you live in Memphis, Tennessee. So it's not like it's gonna get a whole lot worse. You live in Memphis. But my real thing about it, baby, is also at 47 years old, dudes are already gonna meet at 47. Ain't nobody thinking you a virgin. So I mean, dudes ain't even asking you.
I know.
Dudes ain't even asking you questions like that no more. At 47. Ain't no fella asking you no questions like that, baby. Can we keep it 100? I mean, I know it was usually in the mid-30s when you got with this guy here. But at 37, ain't nobody's asking you them kind of questions at 47. You were 35 when you got with him. At 47, ain't nobody asking that?
Yes.
Nobody's asking that, baby. I don't know whose reputation you think you're saving, but I'm just going to tell you right now, you passed that Rubicon when you crossed the youth thing. We're just going to, men, when they meet you now at 47, we're just going to assume that your body counts in double digits. We're just going to assume it. We're just assuming it.
You know, another thing it is, I think it's also that I feel like the men in Memphis are slow.
So are the women.
That's another thing. I feel like they slow mentally.
Oh, really? Well, I can
feel like
co-sign
nobody
that.
is really.
I can sign off of that. I can attest to that. I will attest to that. Go ahead.
So it's like I know that I'm black first. You know, no matter what I do in life, I'm always conscious of who I am, and I'm conscious of who you are. So it's like I want to meet somebody that's conscious. I don't want to be around somebody that you know you black when you look in the mirror, but once you go out the door, you're not really conscious of who you are and what you're supposed to be. It's like I don't want to have to be with somebody that I got to school. I got to tell you that, do you see what's going on? You know, they're not on my level. So it's like I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm just sticking with him because I'm comfortable with him, and I feel like if I walk away, who am I gonna find? You know, if you slow,
Baby.
then somebody else I look upon, they gonna be slow.
Baby. Kenny Boo.
Yes.
Ken Bay. I'm going to say this as diplomatically as I can because I like you. I actually like you, okay? A man, I want a man who's on my level. She's 47 years old. 47. Baby, how much leverage do you think you got at 47?
I mean, I think, to me, in my mind, I feel like being conscious and woke is a lot of leverage.
Okay.
Because you can get more done when you alert and woke.
All right.
If you sleep,
dear,
you just can't get nothing done.
Everybody go, now I got to make your picture disappear. Everybody who is watching the program here right now, if you take a look on your screen, you can see the female deposits and withdrawals coming to you from the Bank of Female Value. Take a look on the Bank of Deposits. Now, for the things that a man values, what a man values, Kendra, we value youth, looks, a clean slate, attitude, and coachability. That's what we value. Understand?
Yes.
Now, you're trying to impress things that we didn't ask for. Because what you just made was the personality argument. And for those of you who think, oh, you're just giving the business to the women, that means you're late here. Take a look on my list of things for men. On the side of the ledger for deposits, a lot of guys try to put leverage on having a, quote, personality. Personality is last on the list of assets to a woman. And the reason for this, Kendra, is because that term is relative. What does that mean? Well, I want somebody who is woke and conscious. Woke and conscious is Jason Black? Woke and conscious as Malcolm...
I know I won't find nobody.
Well, I mean, woke and conscious is Jason Black. Woke and conscious is Malcolm X. Woke and conscious is Rizza Islam. Woke and conscious in what way? And second of all, being in Memphis, Tennessee? I don't think they're awake at the damn Jiffy Lube or the Krispy Kreme drive-thru. And you're talking about woke about life in general. That's the thing I'm trying to get you to understand. You know, I can, and don't get me wrong. I mean, look, I'm never going to sit up here and tell anybody in the 21st century that you need to be with somebody who's not, pro-black and socially conscious and understands we live in a system of white supremacy. And I can tell from your page that these are things that are very important to you. Not a problem. I'm just going to say to you right here, you're in a very disadvantageous place. And let me explain to you the other reason why. How much money do you make a year?
63.
Okay, 63. In the words of Tyrion Lannister,
Yes,
not bad, not enough. And let me explain to you why it's not enough. Because at 47 years old, $63,000 a year, you're not balling, but you're not exactly struggling either. There's only going to be a certain type of man who's going to be looking for that. If you were younger and struggling, it'd be different. If you were older and affluent, it would be different. Right now, you're in this kind of no man's land. And it's going to make it difficult. You're one of the working class. So you're okay for where you are. You are not struggling. But that's going to create issues where that's concerned. What you were saying, you're going to pick up, if you do meet some guys, they're either going to be poor and struggling and trying to come up off of you, probably. Patch together some holes there. Or I'm just saying at 47, personality only goes so far. And what you were saying, what you told me is that your chief asset that you offer a man is personality. Take a look on.
And then I offer other things. I know my duty as a woman, but I just.
Okay. Let me explain to you. Let me just explain to you what you just gave me there, okay? On the bank of withdrawals, and I want everybody to understand about this. We're not guessing our way through this. Remember, I put this together weeks ago because I want you all to understand what this is. On the side of the ledger for what you're withdrawing, age is a withdrawal. If you've gotten older, because a man is now limited in what he can invest. He can't have children with you. He can't invest the next 50 years of his life with you. So that's off the table. Attitude. Well, you don't have an attitude problem. That's good. Weight gain. You look like a 47-year-old. Debt.
Can I say something?
Okay.
That's not my picture, Jason.
Okay. Ma'am, stop. I got something that represents you. Now, unless you just want me to put you out there, if you would like me to, that picture does by the way, that picture does represent you though. So let us be clear now. If you're going to say that that does not represent what you look like and that that's not your body type, then I will post your actual picture and then we can let people decide if I'm misleading them. But I don't think I am. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I don't do like some other folk out there. I'm not going to post your pictures and stuff unless you tell me to. But I'm just letting you know, by the way, it represents you. And I think if we just be honest for a second, yeah, that's your body type. That's why, because it doesn't really matter about the face. I mean, you're not haggard in the face, but you do look like a 47-year-old. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying, hey, she's not one of these baby face kids. You know, she looked like she, smoke a pack of Newports. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right. You struck me as a Virginia Slims type of gal, by the way. All right, baggage. Well, you don't have kids. Uncoachable. Well, you don't strike me as being uncoachable. Entitlement issues. Ding, ding, ding. Huge one. And by that, I mean, in your eyes, these are not entitlement issues. That's the other thing. In your eyes, you don't even see what you're saying is entitlement issues. When you tell a man that at 47 years old, what you offer me is personality, that's an entitlement issue. Lori Harvey can offer us personality. At 47, personality from you is useless. It really is. I mean, we don't want you to be a doorknob, but here's the problem. You're going to need that just to get us to stop long enough to not drive by you on the street. You got to have that. That's got to be a given. That's not a plus. We expect you to have, after 47 damn years, you ought to have personality out the ass with everything you should have seen. So that's not a plus. That's a given. This is what I mean by that no man's land. Now we're making assumptions about you. And if you even want to have a conversation, you got to have it. You got to have it. The idea that, well, I do what a woman is supposed to do. At 47, you damn sure you should be able to teach young gals what. You ought to be teaching these teenagers and adolescents and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds what to do. At 47, you better know it. You better know your way around the kitchen and a bottle of SOS or some Comet. You better know what to do with that. At 47? You better know how to cook and sew and every damn thing else at 47. So, baby, those are not assets. I mean, what I'm saying is you can't raise those in value because you got to have that just for us to strike up a conversation. What I'm saying is they're not offsets. Those are not offsets. Those are requirements, not offsets. See, if you were 35, maybe those would be offsets. But at 47, with the fact that now the number of things a man can do with you is very limited, those are no longer offsets anymore. Those are requirements. You got to have that. You have to. Just to get us to speak. Just to get a discussion. And in your mind, that doesn't say entitlement issue. Talking to men, it does. That says, oh, she feels entitled. Because the left side of the ledger are the things we actually want. And by the way, in the 21st century, I'm just going to keep it real with you. here's the real thing. You said you want somebody who was, socially conscious and whatnot. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. But you didn't say anything about how much of a producer you wanted him to be. You talked about how the man you're with now is not a producer, but you didn't say anything about your requirements. So, by the way, would you like to tell me what your preference would be?
Well, he makes over 100,000. Like I said, I do want somebody that is a producer.
Okay. He makes over 100,000.
He is.
Slow down. He makes over $100,000 a year. But you said that he expects things from you.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. I didn't even say that. You told me that, and that's the truth.
Okay.
He expects things from me.
Okay. Slow down. What does he expect from you?
Okay. He expects for me to be around every time he calls. He expects every time for him, when he comes around, he expects dinner.
Uh-huh.
He just expects me to cater to him.
And what's the problem?
But I can't get the same thing from him.
Baby, you don't have leverage. Listen to me. I don't know any other way to say this to you. Ladies, if y'all get into your late 40s, I don't know how much leverage you in Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know how much leverage you think you're going to have. Let me just ask you another question here, baby. Let me just be totally straight out with you here. Is this a black man you're dealing with?
Yes.
He makes over $100,000 a year?
Yes.
Does he have a chick on the side?
I'm sure.
Okay, swallow your damn pride. I'm just going to be the fella who's just going to say it to you straight up like it is. Take it from a black man who is in his 40s. This is the last train leaving. You know that. What are your options for finding another black man who's going to make $100,000 who's going to fool with you at 47?
Okay, can I say this?
Oh, Lord, I didn't ask you that. I said, let's deal with my question first, then we get to yours. What are your options at 40s? My southern accent is just busting through now. What are your options at 47 of being able to acquire another man who makes $100,000 a year like this? At 47. And by the way, if you drop this guy, you'll be trying to do it at 48. What are your options for doing that?
Oh, Lord.
You see, y'all are sitting up here.
I feel like it can be.
You feel like it can be done?
Okay. Yes, because what's the point of being with somebody that is making that amount of money if you're not getting benefits from it?
Okay, stop for a moment, because I want to deal with that here in just a few moments. But remember what I've always taught you. You cannot choose from the options that are not available. You can only choose from the options that are.
Okay.
Now, he might suck, or he might not be your ideal, but baby, you can't choose from your imaginary ideal. You have to choose from the men that actually exist, not the ones you wish existed.
Okay.
And right now,
So
you're okay, stop. Right now, you are thinking and rationalizing like if you were 22, and like you got all these options available to you, and you don't. Well, I'm not happy where I am. At 47 years old, you should have learned something called practicality. What is actually something you can put into practice? Because right now, you're going to toss this guy away, and what do you have to replace him with? So, coming back to what you were going to say, but Jason, yes, ma'am. But Jason, you're not listening. Okay, go ahead and say it one more time because you felt I wasn't listening. I just was saying the problem is what it did you to being with a fella who make these demands and I ain't getting no benefits from it. Yeah, I know. You thought I'd forgotten. No, I didn't forget.
I know you didn't forget.
Okay.
I know you didn't.
The problem here is I want to find out here. Are you telling me that this man makes 100 G's a year? He's with a woman who only makes half of what he makes. He's making a bunch of demands. And are you telling me that he does, and you're talking as if this man does nothing for you? Nothing at all.
This the thing right here. I just feel like a man should already know his place.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, Kendra, I asked a question and you immediately sidestepped it. Let me try this again. Second crack it back. You are impacting your attitude score, by the way. Your attitude score just took a hit. Kendra, Once again, you're talking as if this man doesn't do anything for you at all. Is that an accurate statement? That he does zero, nothing, nada, not a thing?
No, that's not accurate.
Okay, thank you. Because the other problem here is y'all demonize black men, exaggerating things that are not true. Instead of you simply saying, well, there are some things I'm unhappy about, it goes to, he come around, he want me to cook and clean for me, he don't do nothing, I can't get the benefits. So he's doing nothing for you? Well, actually he is. Oh, then you are getting benefits. Yeah, I'm just not getting as much as I think I should get. Okay, then don't say that. Because if this was a white man, can we just keep it real? You wouldn't be talking that way. You'd be giving him credit for what he's done. But it's a black man, and all of a sudden, entitlement. This is why I'm in here before. I'm entitled to. Okay, just understand. If you're approaching me like this on the phone, I know what you're doing with him. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
Now, this guy make $100,000 a year. Tell me exactly, what do you expect him? Forget about what you said before about what he wants. What is it that you expect him to do for you?
I expect for him to be consistent as far as just consistent in everything that he do dealing with me. I don't want to have to ask you for nothing. I want you to just volunteer. That's what I'm used to.
Okay, then you're not saying anything. Okay, you're speaking in vague generalities. I need you to be, I don't want to have to ask. I want you to volunteer. Volunteer what? You don't want to have to ask for what specifically?
I don't want to have to ask for any money.
There you go.
If something goes wrong with my vehicle, I don't want to have to go around you to get stuff done. I want you to be able to say, well, baby, I got a mechanic. I don't want you to see me struggling with stuff.
There you go.
And you don't step in.
All right. Now, there's a lesson I want y'all to understand. For all the women listening right here, understand we call this the business because it ain't no game. We call it the business because it ain't game. We having some grown folks talk here. Ladies, most of you are going to die poor, broke, lonely, and alone with a fella who may have done more for you simply because you didn't specifically say to him what you wanted. Instead, you hemmed, you hawed, you implied, you were all hostile and giving him hell and never actually came out and just said what it was you wanted. Men are logical creatures. Let me explain to you in one word what logic means. Logic simply means linear. We go in a straight line. You give us a task, we go straight to it. When you start ducking and dodging and being evasive and not being direct, not saying exactly what you mean, you've made it impossible for us to discuss anything, and now you come across as dishonest. So guess what? You play dumb with him, now he plays dumb with you. The only problem is you want something from him, so it's going to hurt you more when you play dumb. Ladies, if there's something you want from a man, come out and say it. He's either going to say yes or he's going to say no. Mm-hmm. It's very unlikely he's going to punch you in the back of the neck. Not impossible, but unlikely. But y'all just need to come out and say what it is. And don't do it with an attitude and whatnot, because a lot of y'all, you ball it up inside and there's pent up frustration. And then when you do talk to him, nigga, what about my car? Am I renting this? Whoa, hold on. Damn, your car broke down 2 years ago. Yes, and I'm still pissed off about it. Wow, okay. Now it's like, okay, so you're just exploding on him. And that's what y'all tend to do. So I'm just saying, be straight up from the very beginning and just put it out there like it is. You want this man to protect and provide for you is what you want. Yes. Correct?
And I just feel like, should I be telling him this or should he already know
Okay,
this?
Here's the first problem. The first problem is you should be able to communicate this to him non-verbally. If he's not doing it, it's because your nonverbal communication is letting him know, not really. So take a look on the side of your ledger of deposits. The youth is gone. The looks are on the fence. I'm being kind. Clean slate at 47. There's no such thing as a clean slate at 47. Attitude and coachability, you do have those. So what I'm saying of the things that motivate him, because the one thing I didn't ask is what do you do for a living?
He's a drafting engineer.
You're dating a whole engineer. I mean, are you dating him or are you married to him?
I'm dating him.
Okay. You're dating a whole damn engineer in Memphis at 47. Been doing it for a decade, 12 years. Never demanded that he marry you.
Yes, I demanded it.
No, you didn't demand it.
I demanded it.
No, you didn't.
Well,
No, you didn't.
I demanded it, and I didn't walk away at
Okay,
the time
okay.
limit that I gave
Okay,
him. I still stuck around.
you demanded it, and he called your bluff.
Yes, exactly.
But here's the issue here. This is what I was saying here before. You can't choose from the options you wish were available. You can only choose from the ones that are. And when you tried to press him to get married, you said, let's get married. And he let you know, all right, well, look, you need to marry me or I got to move on. He's like, all right, move on. I'll get around to it eventually. I'm thinking it over. And yes, sound familiar? Baby, I'm not sure. I mean, I want kids and I want to get married someday. There's just a lot going on right now. That's our way of telling you you're not the one. Now, some guys actually do mean that when they say that they just don't want to be married and stuff like that. Those guys do exist. But you got to take a look at their families and whatnot and see if that's the way that they're built. Otherwise, does he have any kids anywhere?
Yes.
You're not the one.
He had children when I met him.
You're not the one. He's already been down that road. He's not interested in that. He's already had the kids. He's not doing it. Right now, he's already done that. He doesn't want any more kids. He's just trying to enjoy himself right now. And how old is he exactly?
43.
Oh, and he's younger than you. Yeah, you can hang that up.
Yes.
You have no leverage. And he's younger than you.
Hang it.
And he's younger than you. Baby, the sex is probably good, and you can cook on top of that. Hell, if I was an engineer in Memphis, I might take that deal. But the bottom line,
I'm a chef.
The bottom line is you don't have any leverage, though, is my thing. Where's your leverage? You have none. Ladies out here today, when y'all cross the age of 27, there goes your leverage. And if you were stupid enough to be having kids with a fella you wasn't married to, you screwed off your leverage. You have no leverage. And I wanted to know about his age because I was like, by the way, he's acting like a guy who's younger than you. He doesn't even act like a guy who's your age. He acts like a guy who's younger. And once you said that, so y'all met. I mean, this guy is, 4 years younger than you. And you met him when he was 30 and you were about 34?
Yeah, I think I was 35 and he was 31.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were an older chick back then. That was that was when you had your leverage. You had your leverage back then. I know I was at that age and whatnot. You meet a chick, and everything is going good for you and stuff. That was your only leverage right there. That was your leverage when you met him.
So are you saying that I should just stay where I'm at?
Okay, what I'm going to say to you is, what are your options? See, I'm not the fella who sells females pipe dreams. I'm going to ask you honestly, what are your options? What are your options to upgrade? Or to even swap him out? You tell me. I'm not going to answer that for you. You tell me, what are your options to swap him out?
I don't even have any options because I've been in the same spot dealing with him, so it's like I can't even pick up a phone to call any options because anybody that try to talk to me or just get on any kind of levels with me, I just disregard it. I just don't want to hear it, or I don't call. I don't give nobody a chance to say nothing to me.
Baby, is that okay? Okay, then go ahead and do that. If you're saying he's not gonna pull the trigger and you saying, well, I got other options, I just ain't been giving him a chance. Well, go ahead and give him a chance.
give my other options a chance.
Sure. What other options do you have, by the way?
I'm telling you, I don't have them because I don't take them.
Okay, well, you don't have them because you don't take them, or you don't have them because they haven't been offered?
Because I don't take them. I feel like I could have been with somebody else if I wanted to, but I just turn them down because I'm still in the spot waiting on a man to see if he gonna do what I want him to do.
Okay, you've had 12 years, baby. You're asking where this relationship is going. He has been telling you for 12 years. We're already at our destination.
Yes.
So he's not, and he's already got a chick on the side, so he obviously is not investing in you in that way. Let me ask you a couple of questions here, okay? And then I need to move on here because, like I say, this has been a really good call, but let me just make sure we got a couple of things here straight. You make 60 G's a year in Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee is not a very expensive place. How in the hell are you having car trouble making $60,000 a year?
Oh, I just was having car trouble where...
What kind of car trouble?
I had, I got a lot of tunnel work done. It was motor mount.
That's minor.
It wouldn't matter to me because I didn't want to just take my car to anybody.
Okay, what kind of car do you have?
A 2000.
A 2000
Honda Accord.
A 2000 Honda Accord. Very nice, very practical, very old. That car is old. That car is old enough to get a liquor license. So I'm going to make a couple of suggestions to you here, okay? You're 47 years old. The clock has pretty much run out at this point. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you what I told the previous caller because she's a bit younger. You're over a decade older than she was. But I am going to say one thing to you right here. Hustle attracts hustle. And if you look like you struggling, then a man who is not struggling, when we meet a chick who look like she's struggling at 47, all we want to do is leave you where you at because you had a lifetime to get it together and get it straight. And if after 47 years you ain't straight, that's because you're a problem. Not being mean, let me just keep it 100. If you are 47 years old and still struggling, you ain't figured out at 47, that indicates a problem. How long ago did you buy your Honda Accord?
When it was new, 2000.
You've had that thing for 20 years.
Yes.
That thing is like a child. She's had it for 20 years like a kid. Amazing. Amazing. She didn't have any children. I guess she was too busy having the car.
I have a child.
Okay.
I have a daughter.
Oh, okay. You didn't have any kids with him.
No, and she is 28.
Okay. And that's why he never got with you. A decade ago,
That's why.
12, she's 28. 12 years ago, she would have been 16.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, he met you as a single mom. He was a aspiring engineer. He was one of these guys I talk about. He's on the rise. He's a builder. He's trying to double and triple his income. He's on the rise. He's on the come up. He met somebody's baby mama in Tennessee, in Memphis, Tennessee. I started off the phone call by saying, baby mama capital of America. Chat room, did I call it or did I call it? Did I call it or did I call it? He met somebody's baby mama in the baby mama capital of America. He's probably looking to get out there to Germantown or someplace like that. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Is that where he is now?
Exactly. No.
Oh, he's not there.
Not
but
that I know of.
Oh, he's not there, but he's trying to get there?
Yeah, he's trying to take me with him, but
okay.
you know, it's like he expects for me to do everything.
Okay, baby, you got to do everything. All right. Okay, first of all, here's the best you're going to be able to get out of him, okay? The best you're going to be able to get out of him is he buys a house and moves you in. That's going to be it. And you can be his official, unofficial wife. That's your leverage with him. Is he talking in that direction?
He has talked in that direction.
Okay.
I don't feel like he's talking in that direction now.
Okay, what happened to make that change?
Maybe he just changed. Maybe I don't know what happened, but maybe he just changed and just haven't told me that it's changed.
Okay, what happened before when he was talking about doing that and then you say he stopped talking about it? What happened? Did y'all have a fight? Did you have a blow up? Did you say something that made him decide you ain't worth it?
Probably.
Okay. Baby, you don't have any more leverage with him. The best you could possibly do is try to get him back to that point where he wants to go out to the suburbs and buy that house and move you in, and you just become a kept woman. You had your chance to be a wife. When you had your daughter, were you married to her father? Hell no. Because that's not what y'all do in Memphis. So, baby, you don't care about being a wife. And what I'm saying is just stop.
Now I don't.
Well, I'm just saying stop pretending. Okay, because here's the other problem. A lot of y'all out here are sitting up here trying to get leverage to be a wife, and y'all don't even have respect for it. If you got 2 and 3 kids by 2 and 3 different dudes, year after year, decade after decade, you don't respect being a wife. Stop trying to get that. Start focusing instead on getting the best deal you can. Because men in their 40s, baby, we see you ain't wife material. You need to be angling for the deal you can actually get. You're not going to get the wife deal. That ain't coming. You can leave Memphis if you want to. You'll just be a 47. If to all my folks out there listening right now, hit me up in the chat room. Hit me up. In Atlanta, how the 47-year-old single moms doing in Atlanta? How my 47-year-old single moms doing in Dallas? How my 47-year-old single moms doing in Houston? Y'all doing better than Memphis? Is it going better for them there? Are they in demand? Are they having an easier time getting wifed up and getting taken care of? In Nashville? In D.C.? In Chicago? How they doing? How they doing? Jacksonville? Raleigh? How they doing out there? Baltimore, New York, are the 47-year-old single moms killing it? Are they having an easier time than they are in Memphis? To my folks who live in them places, y'all tell me. Even if she leaves Memphis, is she actually leaving to go to someplace better, or is she just leaving to go to a place where it's going to be more of the same? And her options there will be the same. See, if I thought you could leave somewhere and there were a better option, that's okay. I would tell you to leave if you had someplace safe to go to. I would tell you to go if you had someplace to go to. I'm just saying it like it is. It's the same everywhere, babe. It's the same everywhere. A 47-year-old single mama, former single mama, with my baby 28 years old. Baby, look here, you gave your best years to whoever that dude was. You cashed in. When a woman gets pregnant, just remember, ladies, you all are going to have to accept this for the rest of your damn lives because it's never going to change.
90 seconds.
Halfway, if you don't shut up, it's never going to change. For the rest of your lives, ladies, listen to me. When you get pregnant by a man, you are cashing it all in. That's it. When you get pregnant by a man, you are cashing it all in. There it goes. There it goes. You are saying, this is the guy. I'm leaving it all here. Yeah, that's a tough thing to hear because in this baby mama culture, y'all want to hear, nah, I can go have as many babies by as many niggas as I want to, and I can go back out into the sexual marketplace and trade. No, you played yourself. And right now, especially at 47, like when you were in your 20s, baby, you still had a little bit of leverage to trade with. There's no leverage anymore. Right now, that guy, you're not going to meet another engineer. You can just hang that up. You met this guy is a holdover because the real thing is, and I can just tell you what the deal is with him. The deal with him is he's been sleeping with you so long, he's basically like, well, he feels a little guilty just turning you loose. But he's been sleeping with you so long that he's just like, hell, I might as well keep her around, you know. We like old friends now, damn, I've been sleeping with her since the damn 90s or whatever. 12 years ago, you get it. You get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, hell, I've been sleeping with her this long. And the only thing that's giving you any sort of chance is the fact you've been with him so long. You met him in your 30s. You couldn't close the deal then because wasn't nobody offering nothing then. And the only thing that's saving you right now is that you had a little bit of, that was it. He's just known you as long as he has. You're like a friend of the family now. And that's your status. That's your status. So, my first advice to you is see if you can figure out how to get him to go get that house. If he gets that house and if he moves you in, I'm just giving you some dirty game. I'm giving you some dark arts of game right now. A lot of you chicks out there abuse this, but this is what y'all bring me here for, and this is what they pay me the big bucks for. I'm giving you the dark arts of game. Baby, if he buys a house and moves you in, you're never leaving. I do want you to understand that. Now, if he buys a house and moves you in, that's it. You're there. You've made it. You're home free. I recommend you pump up his ego, get him to buy the biggest house he possibly can with all the nicest furnishings, and move you in as quickly as possible. Because if he does that, you're in. And he won't be able to bring another chick there. As bad as he gonna want to do it, he's not gonna be able to do that. So if you can actually beat the rest of them to the house, because you know he's trying to do it, if you can butter him up and smooth things out, and all you got to do is, tie goes to the runner. If you can make it to the house, into the house before the other chicks do, you're good. But that's really the only shot you got. That's it. And the reason you have that is because he's known you as long as he has. That's it. That's it. All you can do right now is try to finesse that. I'm just telling you right now, you know full well that's the last train leaving. That's the last one leaving. I mean, you know it. Baby, where you going to meet another engineer? The only reason you know this one is because you've known him for 12 years. You met him in your 30s. You don't have a time machine. How many engineers today are looking for a 47-year-old female? I mean, it's not happening, baby. You can cook and clean. Soaking the chicks who work at Popeyes. Judging with the assets you actually got, that'd be it. You can try leaving, but I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be a tremendous investment. How much money do you have in savings?
A little over 12,000.
You're 47 years old with $12,000 in savings. How much debt do you have?
None.
Do you own a home?
Besides, yes.
Okay. Have you paid your home off?
No.
You just said you have no debt, and then you turn around and said,
"Oh well, okay. I'm sorry.
All
yeah,
right, there you
go.
I ain't got no debt
except
I don't have any debt except the debt I got." All right. How many square feet is your home?
Oh Lord, I don't know that. I mean, it's just a 4-bedroom upstairs home. And I stay in Whitehaven. I don't really know about the square footage.
Okay,
I mean,
that's something you're going to want to find out. That's something you're going to want to find out.
Sir?
You're going to want to find it out. That's going to be something you're going to want to know. I mean, because here's my thing about this right now. You said your home is nothing fancy. I mean, is that the home you want to die in, or do you want to have a chance at something better?
I want to have a chance for something better, but if it's just me by myself, then I stay where I'm at.
Okay. Well, right now, here's the issue.
Because it's comfortable.
Okay, right now, here's the issue. In order for you to upgrade, baby, you would have to work on looks, you'd have to work on status, and you'd have to work on amenities. A 2000 Honda Accord is going to get a guy who makes $30,000 a year. That's a guy who makes $30,000 a year is okay with a chick driving a Honda Accord. That's the car for a college student. A 2000 Honda Accord is for a college student, somebody just starting out. You're 47 years old driving a starter car. Well, it served me faithfully, okay? But for the man you want to go to, he don't really see himself getting with a chick doing that. So you would at least have to upgrade that car. And then you have to upgrade yourself. When's the last time you went to a spa?
Okay.
When's the last time you went to a spa?
I don't think I've ever went to a spa in my life where anybody took care of me or pampered me. I just try to do all that for myself.
And do you see the problem with that right there? When you go around paying for all those things on your own, it becomes a calcified gland. You don't even have the ability to know how to encourage, entice, or coerce men to pay for things for you. You've been taking care of it yourself. Now you're at 47 years old trying to demand something that you never did before. You see, if you do that coming in the gate, you got leverage. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me something. Tell me about the last vacation you went on. I want all the details of it. Tell me when it was. Have you ever been on vacation with a man?
No.
Okay. Have you?
Yes, I have. I'm
okay,
sorry.
Thank you. She got to think of it. I was so old.
All
right, the man before him. Okay, I want to know.
That was over 12 years ago.
Okay, how old was he?
He is the same age as the guy I'm with now.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, you know I'm going to say something about that too. Okay. Where did you all go?
We went to St. Louis.
Okay, we went to St. Louis. Now, tell me about your trip to St. Louis. And there's a reason why I'm asking.
It was me, him, his brother, and his wife, and I mean, we had rooms. We pretty much, I can't say a whole lot happened at the trip. I just know we had fun. We shopped. We went to Six Flags. We ate dinner every night. Just pretty much that was it. It wasn't nothing spectacular.
All right. Now, there's a reason why I asked that. First of all, you went from Memphis to St. Louis. This was the guy before him, so this was well over 12 years ago. Nothing wrong with that, although St. Louis is not really my idea of a prime vacation place, but okay. Then this is another guy who was younger. So my thing is now, my fellas understand this. Single moms are very good for looking for guys who are younger than them. I've done programs about this before when I talked about surviving single moms. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon, I got a program there called Surviving Single Moms. This is one of the things I get into. Single moms look for dudes who are younger. But let me ask you something. Your baby daddy, how old were you when you got pregnant?
17.
And how old
18.
Was he?
20.
Oh, there you go. There it is. There it is. All right, just wanted to be sure. There you go. See, one of the practices, one of the strategies that single moms use is when they're young. I told y'all about this before. They start learning the dark arts of game and the dark arts of they start learning sexual sorcery. And you see, they start working the dark arts of femininity. So they got screwed over. See, when they were young and naive, they got screwed over by a guy who was older than them. So when they go back out into the world, they're looking for somebody to screw over. But the guys who are older than them are too wise and too sharp and too savvy. So what they try to do is get somebody younger than them, someone else who is naive and doesn't know, so she can dominate him. Until eventually you meet one that he may be younger than you, but he's not stupid. And it sounds like you ran into two in a row. Yeah, they were younger than you, but you couldn't dominate them. Now, we see this tactic all the time. We see this all the time. As these females get older and whatnot, they go looking for a dude who's younger and hoping that they can slick him up and get him dumb and okay, I'm going to mold him and get him into shape and maneuver him to position and get him where I want him. But you see that from a lot. You see that from a lot of single moms. They go looking for it. They get pregnant by a guy who's older. He got over on them because they were young and naive. And now they go targeting a younger fella. All of a sudden, they don't want to deal with older men anymore. They want nothing but guys who are younger. And that's called strategy. especially when they have a track record of doing it over and over again. That's not accidental. It is, yeah, these older niggas are too slick and too, quote, manipulative. I need somebody I can manipulate. So I gotta get me somebody younger. And off they go. The only problem is the dudes you went after, they were too smart. They were too smart.
I wasn't trying to. I don't feel
Dear,
like that's the type of woman.
No, what you're trying to say is I didn't try to do it with malice. Is what you're trying to say. I didn't try to do it with malice. But the issue here is that when you have a pattern of behavior, you can't deny the pattern. That's a pattern.
Yeah, it is a pattern.
There's no way around that. That's a pattern. So that's going to be something very, very important. I want to go more into this here in just a moment here. I want to remind everybody here, if you appreciate tonight's program, remember to contribute, like, share, subscribe. I want to thank everybody who has done that for us here tonight. We've covered a lot of ground. Thank you very much, Mr. Modi. I appreciate that as well here. And everybody in the super chat as well. Golightly, you've been doing the most here tonight, so we appreciate that. Daryl Perpingan, thank you very much. I know I just slaughtered that, but that's okay. Shanna Ward, Brandon Hamilton, Patrick Marshall, thank you as well. The new B1 Media is a lifesaver. Thank you very much, brother. We appreciate that. You are a lifesaver as well. And to everybody else who has joined us here as well, thank you very much, especially to Daryl that shows the truth. You are the truth. Thank you very much for that. Sister, understand something. At this point right now, you may be saying to yourself, and I'm saying this because I want to inform everybody, there's a lot of females out there telling yourselves, I wasn't doing it with malice. Let's just be very, very clear. You learned a lesson. You were with a guy who made more money than you, and you felt some kind of way about that. So you avoided, you were the guy who was older than you, and that's how you got pregnant. And you knew you were screwed when he was like, all right, I'm done. Now you got to get somebody younger. When you have a pattern of doing that, that shows, yeah. Now, you might be saying, well, I didn't have malicious intent. You might be saying it that way, but the bottom line was you were looking for a specific type of guy. And I'm telling you, you found him. This fella been fooling with you for 12 years. I don't think he's going to get up. Right now, you need to be more practical. Right now, what you need to focus on is not what you wish for, but what you can actually have, okay? That's what you're going to have to focus on here now. Because you really need to have a guy who's not going to disappear on you. Okay? This guy is not going to disappear on you. He's not. But the problem is you ain't been straight with him. Okay? You haven't been straight with him. And you're going to have to become straight with him. You're going to have to let him know exactly what it is you want. Now, don't go trying to hit him up for marriage or anything like that. But you do need to let him know that, it's like, hey, I'm trying to get out this damn Honda Accord. And what do we need to do? What do you and I need to do to get some things together? Now, your house that you have, for example, how much longer do you have to pay it off?
10 more years.
Okay. You have, wait a minute, did you say 2 more years?
10.
10 more years.
Unless
okay.
I put a whopping down, at least 10 more years.
Here's the issue. How much equity do you have in your home now? You should know that.
Meaning, how much have I put in it already?
Okay. How much is the house currently worth?
$86,000.
$86,000.
It was worth a little more when I purchased it, but it went down some.
$86,000 in Memphis, Tennessee. That's not great. $86,000 in Memphis, and you said you still owe money on it?
Yes.
How much did you buy the house for originally? This I want to hear.
$125.
You bought it for $125 and it's currently worth $80.
Yes.
Okay. Do you see a problem there?
Yes, because the value went down on it.
Right, baby, but so you do realize that you're bringing folks bills. You're bringing people bills. You do realize that, right?
Yes.
That's the thing I want you to understand. You make $60,000 a year. There's no reason you shouldn't have that house paid off by now.
Well, I think I got set back because I was working for a company, and I've been just on my own for a year, and then that kind of set me back a little, and that's why my savings kind of small. But I just wanted to
Right.
do my own business rather
Okay,
than
how
working
much?
for somebody.
How much do you have remaining that you owe on the house?
I think I owe now 32.
Wow. Okay. Well, the house has depreciated in value. So anybody who thinks buying a home is a safe investment, think that over again. The house is actually depreciated in value. That's something for you to keep in mind. You do understand that, right?
Yes.
So right now you don't have any assets. Does he own his own home?
No.
Okay. Well, that's actually good news on your part, to be totally honest. That's actually good news. Because that's the kind of thing that I want you to keep in mind there. That's actually good news for you. That's actually good news. That leaves some upside. You do want to find out what that is, though. Yes, Golightly. You gotta pay attention, dear. You gotta pay attention. Right now, that's not very financially inviting to anybody. The only reason you meet a man who's gonna hear all these things right here and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, this lady got a ways to go. You owe a bunch of money on the house. You're technically not upside down anymore, but the house has lost its value. Which tells me it's either not very much of a house or it's in a bad neighborhood, or both. Which one of those is correct?
I think the neighborhood went down.
Okay.
I think the neighborhood went down.
Right, and you can't move the house to a new neighborhood. So that means that the house's value is probably going to be depressed for the foreseeable future.
So, do you think it's a good idea for me to, once I make that whatever I owe, do you think I should just pay it off and just be done with the house as far as paying it off?
Yes. We're running into the sunk loss fallacy. You may have had the best of intentions going in. If he doesn't buy a house and move you in, what you really would probably be better off doing is see if you can get him to buy a house, move in with him, and rent yours. That would actually be the best of all circumstances. Keep the house until he moves you in.
Okay.
But right now, like I say, you can't buy a new car. I mean, you could, but boy, you already owe $30-something thousand on a house. Do I really want to take somebody who makes $60,000 a year and then put a $30,000 car on them? Now she went from owing $30,000 for just a house to $60,000 for a house and a car. And I don't think I want to do that to you. And by the way, you're going to have to start taking spa treatments and stuff and try to get yourself, as shined up as you can. That's not going to be a cheap endeavor. It's not going to be a cheap endeavor. So, in all honesty, that man that you're with is the last train leaving. He still has an affinity for you. And the good news is he's over 40 and he hasn't tried to get married. Which means he probably doesn't want to. Which means he's looking for the female who is going to give him the least amount of problems. Right now, quite simply, baby, those character traits that you described, I'm just going to be straight out honest with you here. The character traits that you described, right now, those only have value to one person. Him.
Myself?
Him.
Oh, okay.
He's the only man that you're going to meet that those character traits, with the package that you bring them in, he's the only man that those character traits are going to mean anything to. Because he's known you for so long. For anybody else, he would laugh. It's you, and he remembers you back when y'all were younger. And here's something you gotta remember about a man. A man never forgets how he met you. So in his eyes, he still sees you as that 35-year-old female that he met. When he sees you, he sees two people. He sees the woman sitting in front of him, and he sees his memory. That's how men's minds operate. We never forget how we met you. So, if he still has some fondness for you, he remembers you how he met you. That's your only leverage. Is he's been with you so long and he remembers how he met you. If he's still willing to produce, you got to grab him while he is. Right now, I would be trying to smooth things over with him as much as possible, and I'd really be trying to get him to get a house. I'm helping you scheme on this dude, but I would really just be trying to get him to get a house. Once he gets the house and moves you in, you're okay. You're home free. But if you keep giving him problems and you keep complaining, the side chick is going to become the main chick. And then it's just going to be you and your $80,000 house. In which case, you're out of options and you're out of time. If you continue giving him problems, and that's assuming you're not too far gone already. But right now, you're giving him problems over things, talking about he need to do more. Baby, you need to be doing everything he wants. The woman, do you understand what a act of submission it is to have a woman feed you, by the way? Because here's my thing, baby, that's the only leverage you got. Do you understand that?
I understand it now.
You don't have the body no more. You ain't got the ass no more. You don't have the abs no more. You don't have the womb no more. Baby, your only leverage is I'm the woman who feeds. I make the home for him. I make him feel at home. You're going to have to work the daylights out of that. That this is the place where he comes and his peace of mind. The chick that you think he fooling around with, is she your age or younger?
I have no idea.
Might want to find out if she's younger than him. She's probably demanding stuff because she's trying to work all of her options. In your case, you don't have a bunch of options. You only have one. He's just one guy to concentrate. How in the hell can you strike out? Men are so damn simple. How in the hell can you strike out? All you got to do is close the deal. All you got to do is close the deal. Really? So you've got that option. He's letting you do that, baby. You need to do the homemaker thing to the fullest. You need to do that to the fullest. Give him peace of mind. He shouldn't have one throwed off day. And start edging him towards buying a house. Start making that the goal. And if you can get there, you're okay. If for some reason he doesn't start moving in that direction, all bets are off. Maybe there's a guy out there making $60,000 a year who ain't gonna drive you out of your mind. Or you could always try visiting another city and see how your luck works out. You can do that too.
I hear you.
It's not impossible, but I'm just going to tell you right now, don't you? You need to butter him up. Don't dare. He's been doing things for you. You want him to do more. You're holding a grudge about some other things that you expected that did not happen. You don't have that option anymore. This is the fella you got. He fools with you for real. You can move that other chick out the way probably, but you're not going to be able to do anything if you keep telling yourself that you got options you really don't have. When's the next time you're going to see him?
I saw him today.
Oh, okay. How long was he there today?
He came on his lunch break to see me because we hadn't saw each other in a week because I said something ugly on the phone, so he just didn't respond no more.
You said something ugly on the phone. What did you say to this man on the phone?
Well, his birthday was last week,
Oh,
and
boy.
he took me out to dinner the day
Wow.
before
Okay,
his
for the
birthday.
guy who
So
don't, she just told me, remember before when she said, he don't do nothing, ain't getting the benefits. All right. There's a bunch of chicks right now, ain't seen the inside Chipotle. But, all right, go ahead, keep going. It was his birthday last week. He took you to dinner, now what?
But he took me out to dinner before his birthday, and on his birthday, it's like we don't spend holidays together. We don't spend any. It's not that I'm a believer of holidays, but I know that he celebrates them, and maybe that's why we don't spend those times together, because he feels like I'm not a holiday person.
Yeah, that may be the if for you.
So
You need to
it's
start,
like
okay, stop. You need to put, if the holidays are what you're concerned about, because you ain't obviously said that, you need to put your damn marker on the holiday. Here's my recommendation to you, okay? I recommend that you get with him and say you want y'all to go on vacation for the holiday. Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. This year, it ought to be cheap as hell. That's where you need to go. I recommend that you do that. That's the one you need to work. Put your dime on the holiday and tell him, I want us to spend the holidays together in such and such a city. It doesn't matter. Start working that and make that the event, and do that now. It's end of September. There's no reason you can't put your dime on on one of them. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. There's no reason you can't get that. Now, if you can't, it's because you have mortally offended him. Now, at that point, you can start looking at other options. If he just refuses to spend time with you, it's because you've mortally offended him. And he don't really fool with you like that no more. But if that's not the case, I mean, he came by to see you today, put your dime on one of those holidays. And when you take him there, you better make him the happiest man in whatever city it is, so that he's got some new memories to replace the bad old ones with. Then he starts telling himself things like, you know what, I can keep this heifer. The problem is what black women tend to do is you all are able to maneuver a man into that position, then y'all go back and vomit all over it and screw it up.
Yes.
Y'all get him there, and then as soon as you get him there, all right, nigga, now you gonna do some. There you go. Instead of you maintaining it and letting him get comfortable with it and let him marinate in it for 6 months or a year, so he doesn't think of you any differently, is the second y'all figure you got a man where you want him. All right, now I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's true. I just, yep.
So
exactly.
Here's what I want for you to do, okay?
I thought we was in a good place.
Well, you were in a good place until you started getting attitude.
Yep.
Don't you realize this black man is an engineer in Tennessee? Don't you understand how damn stressful his life is? Do you really think that he wants to do all that and then come catch some bull crap with you? I want you to just understand that right there. Y'all, as black women, y'all need to pay attention when a guy tells you that you're stressing him, especially when he's a guy who earns above average income. Do you know how damn hard it is for a black man in America to make $100,000 a year? Do you have any freaking idea how hard that is? They're out here gunning us down the damn streets. Do you have any earthly idea how incredibly difficult it is to make $150,000 a year as a legit black man in America today? And then when he's not at work dealing with that, he gets on the phone with you. He just wants some relief and some distance from that. And here you come with the bull jive. Well, let me tell you about what I'm unhappy about. Okay, that's not what a wife does. A wife puts her issues to the side and understands he needs to be maintained. That's how you get the best out of him. So that when he balances back out, holidays, weekends, there is nowhere else he wants to be except with you. Because when he was feeling stressed, all he knows is when he's with you, stress goes away. He don't even know how you do it. All he knows is when he's around you, it's a stress-free environment. And you've done exactly the opposite. And you've probably been doing it for a decade. So he's got a decade of memories that this is who you are. And I'm just going to strongly advise that you do something to balance that out. Do something. Right now, my suggestion to you is put your dime on the holiday. You need to call him up You need to apologize about what you was doing there and stuff. You need to just let him know that he the one, and just leave it at that. Don't put no extras on it. Just say, I just, I feel some kind of way because we don't spend time together like that. Can we spend Christmas together? And put your dime on it. And what I want you to do is to do that. And I want you to email me and tell me what he says.
Okay.
Now, if he says yes, baby, I don't even care if you got to pay for it. Get him there. Get him there and make it well worth his damn while. He better enjoy every minute of it. And then you can start turning this ship around.
Okay.
Now, unlike everybody else here, I will actually say I want you to contact me back and I want you to tell me how it went. I want you to tell me exactly what occurred. Nobody else does that with you all.
Okay.
Nobody. I'm the only one who puts himself out there and says, by the way, I don't just sit up here and I don't charge people for things like that. I don't sit up here and tell them, okay, well, get off the phone. I don't know what to tell you here. No, I will stand by what I say. Do that. She can ask for Thanksgiving. She can ask for Thanksgiving. She can ask for Christmas, whatever. I just said Christmas as an example. But I already said Thanksgiving, so stop trying to armchair quarterback. You're late. You ain't paying attention. She can cook for any of the holidays. The real thing is you need to be flexible. You need to nail him down for one of them. Don't be pushy. He might be seeing the other chick right now, but what I'm saying is you don't have a lot of leverage where that's concerned. You keep offending him. You're going to have to earn the right to make him cut off his other options.
Okay.
You're going to have to earn the right to do that. Okay? That's what you're going to have to do. So, definitely that's going to be something that you want to do there, okay?
All right.
All right, well, definitely you've got my email address, so you can go ahead and let me know how that turns out for you, okay?
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Please do give us a call again. Yes, we do stand by that there as well. That's something good for us to have here. So definitely I want you to go ahead and for everybody who is sitting here looking at that, please understand. Ladies, I did my program about playing the field. You definitely do not want to do that for too long. She played the field too long. Y'all get these baby daddies, and then it just goes downhill from there. It just goes downhill from there. You play a very dangerous game. You play a very dangerous game. That's not where you want to be. If you are new here to the business, I want to welcome you to this channel. We do this intermittently, but I do want you to learn how we do things here. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing another program here, The Business, strictly for my patrons. I'm going to have that available. So if you're not signed up for the patron, I've got some more, actually. There's some other females who want to ask me about some other things. Boy, oh boy, wait till you hear about that. So tomorrow night on my patron, if you're not signed up for that, it's going to be a patron exclusive. So everybody who's signed up for my patron, we're going to be doing this again tomorrow night. Wait till you hear some of the callers we're going to have tomorrow night. I already know what they want to talk about. Tonight was easy. Wait till you hear what comes up there. To everybody here who is liking and sharing and subscribing, I want to thank you. I appreciate that as well. Everybody here contributed to the Super Chat and Streamlabs and Cash App. Thank you very much for that as well. Amy, I don't want to say last names if you don't want me to. Amy, Akbar, Taisha, Andre Hatchett, my dude. Ryan Douglas, thank you all to everybody here who did that. Richard, thank you very much as well. I want to thank everyone who's joined us for this also. For the insight and analysis you can receive nowhere else. If you haven't clicked that red subscribe button, you need to do that. If you've been listening in, you need to do that. We always have a lot more listeners than we do have subscribers, and we know that's going to catch up at some point here. But hey, let's not keep playing around. It's time for you to go ahead and go all in. Click that yellow notification bell so you can be notified when we're broadcasting. And if you haven't considered our patron, go and check it out. It's well worth it. It's for the content that I cannot put on YouTube because they would just flag the hell out of us. But go ahead and join that. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black, and I'll let somebody else do this.
Hello, Jason. It's 7 a.m. Handle your business, or your business will handle you. Have a blessed day. Peace.
Thank you, Stacy. Handle your business, or your business will handle you.